Welcome to Adepticon, the largest tabletop gaming convention in the entire world. Thousands of players have come from all over to play, attend classes, and to meet with fellow tabletop gaming enthusiasts.
It is like Christmas. I've been unleashed into my own personal happiness.
We are here for the artists who have poured their hearts and souls over the last year and even multiple years into amazing and fantastic creations that are entered into this year's Adepticon 2023 Resin Beast. Is this your first time entering Resin Beast?
Yes.
How high are you hoping to place?
First would be nice.
All the great competitors, all the pieces, that's what I'm most excited about.
Just had fun and painted it the way that felt right.
I wish that I could have fun and paint and it came out and looked like that, to be quite honest.
For me, the main thing is to have my art in with all these other amazing artists. If I win something, awesome.
This contest has been put on by some amazing sponsors who have challenged the miniature community to take their paints and their miniatures and enter them in the contest and put them to the test.
This year is the biggest painting competition that the world has seen for miniatures. We are at $21,000 US.
I mean, we've got 70 entrants. Some of them are the best painters in the world.
Creature Caster, Parabellum, Bestiarum, Turbo Dork, Eric's Hobbies, Iwata, and Cuttlefish Colors have all gotten together and they've created an amazing contest.
We are the originators of the Resin Beast competition, and it's very close to our heart, and we've been growing it every year.
Resin Beast is an effort between Parabellum and Creature Caster to relaunch the competitive painting scene, but for the unrepresented miniature manufacturers, of which there are dozens of incredibly talented and amazing outfits that just don't have a chance to thrive.
We're very excited to be part of Resin Beast. I'm very excited to see all the different entries, all the works of art that everybody has worked so hard on. I'm excited to talk to the artists and get their take on, why did they paint it this way? What's their interpretation of it?
When they told us that we're doing a painting competition, we were like, okay, we have to be in on that. Like, true artists doing what they do best on an amazing 3D surface.
I am the founder and owner of Bestiarum Miniatures. We do figurines in grim-dark, horror and dark fantasy, like all those demons and monsters. Resin Beast is a beautiful competition where a lot of great painters, like super talented guys, gather together and share their artistic vision with the world.
This competition is divided into 5 categories: small miniature, medium miniature, large miniature, unit, and diorama. Today, we're going to introduce you to some of the contestants in the large miniature category.
I am now here finally to submit her.
Yeah, this is my first in-person painting competition. I've done a couple online things, but nothing like this.
Actually doing the math on how much time I spent on this, and we clocked it out at about 90 hours.
The model itself was about 250 hours. The base was close to probably about 100 because I had to redo it a few times.
I timed myself my paint, so I can tell you it was exactly 80 hours.
I don't want to think about it.
Painted her originally for 2020, and obviously with COVID, I wasn't able to submit her. So it means a lot to me because it's a closure of this model. I sculpted her base and made it so it looks like she's continually flowing past what the actual sculpt is. So I wanted it to kind of have this flowing feeling of falling off the rock surface. So I sculpted all the way around, and the original model had a tiny bit of skulls in it, so I kind of just took it and went further. I have a lot of what I call two steps forward, 1 step back, where I love to overdo the lighting, but then I'll do a wash or a layer of a darker color, and that's how I do my blending. And the axe head is actually from the Lord of Malice. That is what I have at the top of the fan. It makes her a little bit different, and she reminded me very Egyptian. And originally when I was designing her, she did have an Egyptian themed base. I love how I've made her, so I'm hoping that others will love it too.
Brandon Paints on Instagram, and I've brought the spider demon, Nephila. So I looked at a lot of other people's work first to see how they use color, and basically what I did was I started by airbrushing blue, purple, or blue, magenta, and purple from different angles on the model to start with, just to get a feel for how the different color lighting would hit it. And then what I did was I built from that. But then what I did was I used those colors and I thought about like the temperature of the color and like, you know, the colors that are higher up where the sun's gonna hit it. It was a lot of sketching to start with and just blocking in everything everywhere and then a lot of blending after that. I feel like my chances at Resin Beast are good, but at the same time, you never really know. It also depends on what else ends up in that case.
I brought this Titan of body. I'm very self-motivated when it comes to painting. I'm always trying to like push my own envelope. I'm very interested in the competition, and prizes and trophies are great, but I do it more because I'm just like self-driven. I feel like I learned so much painting this mini. You know, I was really focused on trying to learn how to do this OSL stuff, and I did a little of it with, you know, trying to experiment with my airbrush, but I'm very proud of how the lighting worked out because that was just my focus, but I put a lot of time into the non-metallic metal. I know it's a good piece and my wife will cheerlead me in that, but it's tough. And I definitely see other pieces out there that if I was the judge, I would award.
Yeah, my name is Sam Lenz. I've been painting since I was just a little kid, and my lifetime goal has been to make a living on my strongest talent. So, being an artist. So the piece that I painted is the Queen of Ruin model. It's in the large model category, and I mean, it's just a phenomenal model. It's gross. I love just ugly monsters and stuff, so I was like, perfect. But why it's special, like, I started this before COVID happened, and then Adepticon was canceled. So I've had this piece, I've moved with it, like I've had it with me for like 3 years. Creature caster models are intense. I knew I had like kind of a mountain to climb, but you know, that's the thing about big challenges, you know, it's the hard stuff feels even better once you accomplish and finish it off. I wanted to create an atmospheric look to this model, so a lot of the colors, I used like a unifying highlight tone. I used like a yellow ivory, the color buff from Vallejo Model Color. So all the colors kind of graduate and pass through this sort of ivory tone. The model is just like revolting. Like she has this she's holding her stomach open, a large tongue comes out, wraps over her forearm, and then there's like this cloud of like demonic bodies coming out of it. And it's a rotted model, so you know, the easy choice would be to make it all green and purple and stuff, but I went with the ivories and kept like a really simple paint combination on it. When you see it, the backdrop has a tornado of human bodies. There's like over 200 little people flying through the air and these ruins and just hell falling from the sky. This is honestly probably like 150 to 200 hours.
So my name's Kelsey Haddam. I run Chromatic Miniatures, which is a full-time commission painting studio. I loved this model from the minute it came out. There's just this beautiful chaos to it, which is a phrase I use about it all the time. I wanted to make some changes to the model to really lean into that. So the wing typically attaches in the front and falls under the model, and I pushed it back into its wing location to really lean into this kind of crow theme that I have going on. I spent easily 130 hours on it. You may notice that it has a ton of eyes on it, but you really don't know how many eyes until you get into painting them. It's got over 70, and I thought it was going to take me out trying to get them all painted, but definitely worth it in the end. Like, it's probably the piece that I'm most proud of in all of my 4.5 years of painting.
As we sat down with the contestants, a similar theme began to emerge. Though winning is the goal, there's so much more to entering a competition beyond just victory.
I would love to win, but that's not why I'm here. To me, these competitions are a way to push myself and to try to strive as best as I can in terms of as being as good of an artist as I can be.
I'm also here to teach, and that's a lot of fun sharing that with everybody. That's very inspiring and experience in general to be here. It's really you just trying to reach your own personal best. Like, that's how you should be seeing it.
Very hopeful and very excited about the idea that the piece might be successful. Similarly, just as excited getting to see what managed to muscle its way to the top, whether it's mine or not.
It's not about winning, it's about process.
Painting brings me a ton of joy. It's the best thing that I could ever do.
You can't have a contest without judges. Boy, howdy, do we have an amazing team. Every one of them is a titan in the realm of miniature painting. Last year's gold trophy went to Katarzyna Gorask, or Kaha as she's more commonly known, and I must say, having last year's champion judge this year's entrance, I think has really forced competitors to up their game.
I am from Poland. I am fantasy painter. Judging models, it's very difficult. For me, it's models always looks more interesting if people do something new.
We also have Kelsey, trophy winner of a previous Resin Beast and resident creature caster painter.
Attention to detail and color theory are my two main things. So clean work, clean lines, good blending, good use of color. There's a lot of good entries with that this year, especially in the large category. You can feel the love in that category. Everyone went really hard this year.
Flying all the way from Greece, where his resume includes, but is not limited to, the box artist and miniature painter for Parabellum Games is Demo.
For me, personally, what I am always searching for in a competition is something that draws my attention, but at the same time keeps my attention. For example, I want something to be visually stunning at the first glance, so it can draw my attention, but then I want to go closer and see the textures, see the detail work, see that everything is clean and neat.
My name is Seth Amsden, also known as Hobby Sensei.
My name is Vince Venturella. I am known as Vince Venturella, all places that Vince Venturellas are available.
I have been judging painting competitions for more than the last decade.
I really love judging Resin Beast. I've been involved since basically the first year. I'm always incredibly honored to be so. The work that people do is always truly amazing and mind-blowing. What you get out of it are artists who approach this seriously, who put their passion, their blood, their sweat, their tears, their soul into it, and you just get these really, really thrilling pieces to judge because there's so much to discover. The most fun thing as a judge is when you start from 10 feet away and you go, oh, that looks cool. Then you get to a foot away and you're like, oh, it looks cooler. And then you get to an inch away and you're like, oh, this is amazing, right?
So I'm Lynn Stahl. I'm one of the judges for Resin Beast. So that I look for thinking outside the box kind of things usually grab my attention, like, oh, they used a computer board and they used it for this. That's awesome, you know, that kind of thing. But when you sit there and you take something and you get daring with it, I love that stuff.
Welcome to day 2 of the competition. The entrants are now closed, so it's time for the judges to begin deliberating. Each category has been narrowed down to 10 models, and each judge ranks those models on a scale of 1 to 10. They have to give a 10 and they have to give a 1. I don't know how you can split hairs that finely, but these judges have to do that.
This one I really like because they thought outside the box with the colors, and I love this one.
Once those judges have finished categorizing each and every model in each of the 5 categories, those scores are then aggregated, top and bottom are dropped, and that number is what's going to give us our winner. I predict we're going to see literally tenths of a point separation between some of these places. It's that close.
See it from the other angles as well, also from upside down.
Upside down?
Up, of course.
Looking from the underneath to make sure they didn't miss anything underneath.
Oh yeah.
Don't ever look at my models.
Many people cheat.
Some of these judges have been at this for hours. I don't know how they do it. The critical eye for detail, the absolute examining every part of the model, inside, outside, front and back. It's absolutely amazing the care and attention that they're taking with these pieces of art that these contestants have brought in.
These are people's souls they're pouring out for you. They put hours, days, weeks, months, years. Like they're trying to show you something about them. And the least you can do is give that the attention that it deserves, that shows the respect for them as an artist.
What comes to mind first is the spider demon. I think a lot of people have seen it by now. It's rainbow. It's not a style that a lot of people would normally do, let alone do for a model like this, a big monster, scary kind of thing. And he's painted it in rainbow neon colors. But it's very eye-grabbing. The one Queen of Ruin, I believe every single piece of that model is paid attention to. There's nothing he forgot.
I would like to say that all of these finalists are great painters, and they did great bases and models for this contest.
It's finally here. Saturday night, the vendor hall starting to close down, and a crowd starting to gather to hear the results of the Resin Beast competition.
So I feel excited. I feel a little bit nervous, but I'm interested to see how it pans out.
Honestly, I'm blown away with how supportive everybody has been. Yes, it's a competition. Yes, it's for money and glory. Yes, there are big cash prizes. But more importantly, this has been a celebration of art and artists, a coming together of peers and competitors in a way that extremely unique to this competition. It has been absolutely inspiring, and my hobby mojo is through the roof right now, and I don't think it's ever coming down.
All right, it's incredible to see so many people here. That's really amazing. We are going to announce the winners for the Resin Beast.
Yeah, I can only hope that they will like it as much as I do.
The excitement level is a little bit hard to describe.
A mix of emotions, humble, happy.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous right now thinking about it. This is important to me, but also you have to remind yourself that everyone's piece is as important to them as yours is to you. I show up with my best. I hope to win. If I lose, I'd love to see what beat me. I may fail, but I'm not going to quit.
We are going to start with the small models. So the top three are Sarah Hall, if you can move to the front. For our gold, we have Sarah Hall. Moving on to the mid-size model. For gold, Clay Williams, Florida Malice. Very nice, sir, very nice. All right, so the large model, I think this has been just an amazing category this year. It was really tough competition. The judges spent a very long time agonizing over these choices. And calling to the stage, we have Kelsey Hattem, Sam Lenz, and Joseph Worthober. All right, for bronze in the large model category, with the Titan of Body, Joseph Worthober. Gold, large model, Sam Lenz with the Queen of Rome.
Second place, large model.
Oh my God.
First in person, like, how are you feeling right now?
It's unbelievable. Like I might wake up at any moment and be like, when's the award ceremony, you know? I'd love to be back next year, so.
I feel ecstatic. I mean, we had an earlier conversation. You can never know what to expect, and I'm just happy to have placed. I feel great. I feel good about it. You know, it has a bit of a story to it. It's the pre-COVID and everything, and I feel it's one of the best things I've done. I'm coming in full force next year.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
This year's Resin Beast has been truly amazing. Best entries, widest amount of entries of quality that I've seen. It was an absolute pleasure to judge. And I am really, really excited about the future of this competition as it continues to grow.
We are sure that the contestants in the large miniatures category and the winners of the same are going home absolutely ecstatic and proud. We as a team are incredibly humbled and inspired by all of their fantastic work. That's just the large miniature category, though. We get to show you next one of our favorites, the diorama category. The amazing stories of these artists and their creations are a fantastic watch, and I can't wait for you to see it. You don't want to miss this. Make sure to check out the Resin Beast on the web or in the link in the description below. On behalf of all of us here, all our sponsors, and all of the team here at Play On, this is JT McDowell saying, until the next time we see you, play on.